I wanted to take a few minutes out and introduce you in greater detail to the Outdoors RV travel trailers. This is the Creekside. It's actually one of their less expensive models, and I want to walk through some of the features that impressed me as I look over this model and wanted to see what is it that makes it genuinely different from any other travel trailer on the market, in my opinion. And the fifth wheel that they make is also in that same light. This is a Atwood electric hitch for the travel trailer, and the reason they're using Atwood, which costs them significantly more than others, is because the failure rate with other electric hitches is excessively high. Behind here you have the propane tanks, and if I can open them quickly, you'll notice that there is a connector which is located right here, where you're able to run a 12-foot cable off it and run your barbecue. And it's a high pressure connector. It's at the high pressure side of the tank, and as it runs out from that bib, then you're able to run any kind of grill without any problems at all. Walking around, the chassis is custom designed to each floor plan. What that means is it pulls better, it's an off-road chassis, and it is able to hold a water tank significantly larger than one may expect in this class size. This happens to be about I guess a 28 or a 30-foot trailer. This is a 66-gallon tank. The tires, take a look at the tires. Goodyear Marathons. Name brand tire, national warranty. They're going to hold up better, and there's something you can have confidence in. If I'm getting the camera in the right place, you'll notice that the axle, which is sitting on top of a cambered chassis, by the way, has a shock absorber on it, on each of the axles. Get back from here. If I pull on the skirt, that's a big deal. It's made better than anything else I've seen. The furnace, notice it's a full plate furnace. That means that when, not if, but when your furnace fails, the entire furnace can be accessed from the outside. When we look at the outside doors, the latch doors here, extra thick, insulated. Extra thick and insulated. The same thing is true of the shower door on the other side. Now let me take you inside. First of all, a friction hinge door. So even here in the Wyoming wind, that door can withstand quite a bit of wind. The cabinetry, real wood cabinetry. Goes without saying, it's high quality. The windows, thermopane. Here's the cabinetry, nicely designed. The bed is a queen walk-around bed. A true walk-around bed in a unit whose size would otherwise not command it. When I lift it up, it's on a very heavy platform of plywood, and then there's a nice storage box beneath, well built, and believe me, I've seen some that aren't. The floor is designed to withstand down to minus 50 degrees. When we walk into the main living area, and I'll turn around and you should note this, the bedroom is separated by a door, and there's a separate door to and through the bathroom. What I've done here is I've taken apart the dinette. This is a wraparound dinette in this particular piece, and I've taken this apart to show you First of all, this is a piece of 2-inch high-density foam that is underlying the cushion, the dinette cushion, provides great support. But this 2-inch foam that you see here, high-density foam, is the same foam that is found in the walls of the slide-out and in all the other walls of the RV. So this, to me, is a key design feature. But it doesn't stop there. There are other little things that Outdoors RV does. What I love to show people is this is a cushion that's part of the dinette. And the cushion is, of course, foam on the inside. And we all know what foam looks like after a number of years. Well, in the case of Outdoors RV, it's going to be preserved a lot better because you have a friction layer here between the fabric and the foam. So it's going to preserve that foam and minimize the wearing of the foam itself from the cushion. Continuing here, this is a Trifold Couch. It's a very simple system. Even a child can open it up and turn it into a bed, a nice comfortable bed. The Creekside has the most basic of the recliners, but they're still nice recliners. The Timber Ridge is a step up in recliners. The counter space I would describe as adequate. You have a piece here which folds up to give you more space, and you've got space all the way around with high quality fixtures. High quality fixtures as a part. There's a splash guard behind the stove, and of course it's a 3-burner stove. I'd expect nothing less. And an oven. Little microwave up above. As we continue our tour, you've got a Norcold refrigerator. Why Norcold? Because it has the controls on the outside. And again, for this being a relatively small travel trailer, it's got a relatively large refrigerator and freezer section. The television. The television is a 12-volt TV. Why? Because if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're dry camping, you're going to have your battery. You may not have a generator. Many of these units, a lot of people don't use generators. So guess what? You're going to have access to your television when you're out in the middle of nowhere. Here we have a courtesy shade so that for the sunlight, you can let it in or not let it in. Here we've got a fan cover, and it's got a snap-on canvas cover so that you can again increase your insulation. You may be able to tell, particularly as I look here, that the roof is arched, the ceiling is arched. Why? Because there's a 5/8-inch truss that runs through the ceiling that is thick enough all the way through to allow triple layer of insulation. Triple layer of insulation through the ceiling, 2 inches of insulation through the walls, including the slide-out high-density foam insulation. Of course, by the way, LED lighting throughout the unit. And in the underbelly, you have forced air through the registers, through the floor, and into the tanks underneath, so that each tank has forced warm air through it, around it, and it's insulated or wrapped in foil, R7 foil, so that the tanks themselves are truly ready for winter operation. This is a true 4-season unit. A lot of the trailers that I've seen out there and a lot of the fifth wheels claim to be 4-season, but they're not. So let me kind of step back here and give you an overall view from the back. And again, this is just one of their floor plans. And again, my biggest challenge is I wish they were more available. If someone wanted one today, they either have to take what we have on the lot here, or they've got to order and wait many, many weeks to get their unit. And that may very well be myself when my fifth wheel sells. Like I mentioned before, I'm looking at their Glacier Peak fifth wheel. I think it's a great piece of equipment. And again, as we look in the back, you've got a bay view of a Jayco sitting on our lot. And I'll just pan around. And I want to close with that. Thanks much. Thanks for having a look. And this is Alan signing out.